Linkin Park.
I tried so hard and got so.
Linkin Park began their journeys in Agora Hills, California in 1996 as a band called Zero with an X instead of a Z. Very cool. The band Zero was formed in high school by members Mike Shinoda, Rob Borden, and Brad Delson. First off, when Linkin Park started making their music, it wasn't as serious as it is today. You know how today's music, when they talk about like love and hate and despair and addiction and friendships and all that kind of stuff. Back then, when they were in high school, they didn't really focus on that many serious topics, probably because they were in high school. In high school, they're pretty much just rapped about like, oh, she stole my weed, better leave, you know what I mean? Pretty much like that, yeah. But later on into their music career, one of their main singer that they've had in Zero left, so they needed to find a new singer. So they held auditions, and that's when lead singer Chester Bennington came along. Now, in the auditions, when Chester presented himself and sang, somebody just left, like, because they were like, oh yeah, that's game over. So that's how they got Chester Bennington as their singer. And for the DJ that's in Linkin Park, Mike Shinoda met him in college. His name's Johan. Yeah. With Linkin Park being a huge success, they won many awards. They've won 26 awards in total and were nominated for 41 awards. So that's pretty crazy. Some of these awards included Grammys, Billboard Music Awards, MTV Awards, American Music Awards, and yeah, there's a lot of awards. In the album we're going to be talking about today, Hybrid Theory, they won one award for their song Crawling. That was Best Hard Rock Performance. And you may be wondering to yourself, what was going on in the time this album dropped, right? Well, in October 24th in 2000, some of the events that were going on were the second Intifada outbreak, the USS Cole attack, and the Slobodan Milosevic overthrow. The month also saw the Yankees winning in the World Series, the debut of Curb Your Enthusiasm, and the passing of Steve Allen. It was a pretty crazy month and a pretty crazy year. And yes, I did read that off just straight from my computer. And now you're thinking to yourself also, with a name like Hybrid Theory, is there a concept to this album at all? Or is it just the theory of hybrids? The answer is yes and no. So, pretty much the concept of the album Hybrid Theory, it's kind of in the name. It's the concept of mixing different genres of music together to try to make something new. These genres included rock, rap, metal, and electrical elements. And with the mixture of these new genres and creating something so new, you may be thinking to yourself, for like the third time, thinking to yourself, how would this have been, perceived and received by everyone else that they're so used to, singular genres and all that kind of stuff? Well, I have you know that this genre of nu metal, right, was met with immediate success. Hybrid Theory became a breakout hit for the band and was met with widespread acclaim. It was considered a breakthrough moment for nu metal, opening up the mainstream for other bands for the genre. The songs in the album consisted of many a topic. The songs in this album are mainly about personal struggles, inner turmoil, and overcoming adversity. With all these topics, it's hard to choose one song to talk about because all of them are amazing in their own way. But with all these songs, one of these songs have stood the test of time, and with one piano riff, you already know what song it is. To a lot of people, probably not like everyone, but like to mostly everyone. That song's In the End.
In the end, it doesn't even matter.
In the End is the 8th song on the Hybrid Theory album, and the feel of this song is pretty much that it invokes a sense of frustration, resignation, and the acceptance of inevitable outcomes. The lyrics detail in the struggle of trying hard and reaching a point only to find that it all ultimately doesn't matter, reflecting a feeling of futility and disappointment. When I listen to this song, I feel all of those emotions. And what is the song about really? Well, it's pretty much about you trying so hard, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. Says it itself. It just says it itself. I lost all of my footage. I have to do another analysis. We're in my kitchen now. It starts with one thing. I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard you try. These opening lines set the tone. The speaker reflects on triggering moment or relationship that began without clear reason, yet spiraled out of control. There's already a sense of helplessness and resignation. Keep that in mind. I designed this rhyme to explain in due time. The narrator acknowledges the difficulty in articulating what happened. It also emphasizes that these feelings aren't random. They're a deliberate attempt to find closure. Like closing a door. Or a pantry. That's my pantry. Time is a valuable thing. Watch it fly by as a pendulum swing. This metaphor of time as a pendulum implies inevitability. Events swing back and forth beyond our control. There's a growing sense of powerlessness. Lack of power. None at all. I tried so hard and I got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. The chorus is an emotional core of the song. It captures the existential despair of investing time and emotion into something, a relationship, a goal, only to find it ultimately meaningless. Hence, I tried so hard and I got so far, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter at all. I had to fall to lose it all, but in the end, it doesn't even matter. There's a sense that suffering was the only way the speaker could understand the truth, yet the truth is bitter, like a banana peel. No matter how much you give, things can still fall apart, like a sandcastle. Exactly like a sandcastle. No matter how much you put sand in it and water, one toe, gone. Game over. And now we can continue with the actual video. Thank you. And finally, I've put my trust in you. I've pushed as far as I could go. For all this, there's only one thing you should know. This line shifts the focus to another person, possibly a failed relationship or betrayal. The speaker feels that their effort and trust were not reciprocated. Really makes you think. All these lyrics to the song really bring a real big, powerful feeling to the person's heart and to the person's mind, really making them think that maybe, in the end, it doesn't even matter. Or is there still hope? Who knows? Because continuing forward, you'll never know. Because in the end, it might not even matter. Okay. In conclusion, Linkin Park is an inspirational, groundbreaking genre band that continues to live on through their music as Chester Bennington does also continue to live on through the music, unfortunately passing in 2017 by suicide. And now I hate the band and I'm boycotting the band because they got a new singer and she sucks. So yeah, thank you for your time and bye.